prime yourself with a beverage before working in your garage. Alright, this is what we're working on today. It's a 2019 Polaris Ranger Crew XP1000 Northstar Edition. As you can see, this thing's a workhorse for us. It does everything from plowing snow through an Alaskan winter to taking us overlanding and way in the backcountry of Alaska, 40-50 miles from any road. I'm saying all this to show you that we cannot afford this thing not to be reliable. Which brings us to our issue, so let's get started. Last winter we started getting an intermittent check engine light. It was running fine at first, but then we started having issues with the Polaris stalling out and refusing to start back up. We kept getting a code. It was a 65590 code. The code pulls up as a misfire code, but after doing some research, it's usually missing due to the belt slipping. Most of the time, the check engine light will go away and it'll start running good again if I just shut it off and try to restart it. Oh, and I didn't mention that this code puts the engine in a limp mode, which won't allow the Polaris to go over like 20 miles an hour. And as you can see here, it won't start back up. I can't stress enough how bad of a situation this could put us in if it failed to start or it had some other problem when we're 70 miles away from the nearest road. And before you start blowing up the comments like you should never be traveling that far off the road by yourself, this is just showing you here that we do go in big groups when we're going that far back in the backcountry here in Alaska. And we take self-recovery equipment, extra tools, extra belt, so we are prepared when we go back this far. Alright, so let's jump right into the fix for this issue. At Gilomen Innovations, you can buy a tuned computer and an upgraded clutch kit. What happens is your stock computer is very sensitive, and whenever your belt slips, it registers it as a misfire. Gilomen Innovations fixes this by lowering the sensitivity to the belt slippage and also giving you a performance tune. We'll be installing the performance spring, the silver spring that you just saw before. Here are the new clutch weights that come with the kit. Make sure you follow all warnings with the kit. When you order this setup, they're going to ask you all the specs and mods you have done to your vehicle. We haven't done anything crazy, just a 3-inch high lifter lift along with 30-inch tires. I want to do a before and after 0 to 60 run so you can see the performance difference. And it's a fail because the check engine light came on and it went into limp mode. Alright, let's jump right into this installation. I'll try to move through this quick because it gets a little boring. The longest part about this whole job is getting this cover off. Just make sure you get all the bolts out before you try to pull the cover off. They're really easy to see and get to. The cover's in there really tight, but it will come out. All you have to do is remove the front of the airbox. This part here is sped up, but it did take me about 2 minutes to figure out how to get that out of there. To remove the belt, just use the belt tensioning tool that came with your Polaris and just twist it in here counterclockwise until the belt's loosened. Alright, here you're going to remove the primary clutch cover bolts using a 10mm socket. Be careful because there's some spring pressure behind the cover. When reinstalling the pressure plate, make sure you align the X right here and right here. Remove the pins that hold the clutch weights using a 1/8 inch Allen wrench and a 3/8 inch deep well socket. Install the new clutch weights using the original pins and nuts. Torque the nuts to 20 inch-pounds. This isn't difficult by any stretch, but it is a little tough to align the small pieces in an area where you can't see them. Just make sure you take your time, get everything installed properly, and get it torqued to the correct specs. If you're choosing to use the silver performance spring, you'll install the new primary clutch spring. If it came with a shim washer, be sure to install it on top of the spring so the shim washer rides against the outer cover plate. This shim is for proper spring preload. Don't forget to line up the X's and make sure you torque all the bolts to 100 inch-pounds. Remember, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. Install the belt and remove the clutch tool from the secondary clutch. Rotate the secondary clutch counterclockwise to get the drive belt to shift out to its starting position. Always check to make sure that your clutches are lined properly. You should be able to stick a business card in both sides of the belt in between the clutch. If it slides in one side but not the other, your clutch is not aligned properly. This kit comes with detailed instructions on how to properly align the clutch if you need to. Once everything looks good, you'll hop in, start it up, get the clutch to spin, and then double check everything to make sure it's still aligned properly. You'll want to make sure that when you're idling while it's in gear, it does not try to walk forward or backwards while in reverse. If the vehicle does try to move while idling in gear, that's another sign that your clutch is out of alignment. Right here, I'll try to get a good shot with my phone so you can see exactly what it's supposed to look like. After putting the vehicle in gear and spinning the clutch, you should still be able to see a little bit of light through each side of the belt. It should not be up against or touching the clutch on either side. Now it's time to put the clutch cover back on. Trust me when I say it's a lot harder to get it back on than it was to take it off in the first place. Alright, now it's time to change out the old stock ECU for the new tuned Gilomen Innovations ECU. This takes all of about 2 minutes to install. Thanks again to Gilomen Innovations. You fixed my problem and your customer service has been awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out.